This is our presentation, The Mohawk Tribe by Declan, Whitlock, and Joie Kozubal. The Mohawk tribe lived in the northeast woodlands, which is part of the eastern woodlands, in what is today known as New York, Vermont, and extending south into southern Canada. States that make up the eastern woodland region are northeastern Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Delaware, Ohio, Indiana, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Massachusetts. The geographical features in the eastern woodlands include lush woodlands, the coastline and oceans, Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes, the Main River, and Mohawk River and Hudson River. The climate of the region is cold during the winter, lots of rain and snow, and then it's hot and humid during the summer and very good for farming. The Mohawk men hunted while the women farmed. They grew and farmed the Three Sisters crops, which are corn, beans, and squash. They also grew pumpkins and tobacco. The men hunted fish, deer, moose, black bear, duck, squirrel, rabbit, and wild turkey for meat. And they scavenged for nuts, vegetables, mushrooms, fruits, and berries. They dried and smoked food to preserve it, and they prepared soups, cornbread, and stews.
The Mohawk tribe lived in long houses, also known as birch bark houses. They were built by men and owned by women. They were long, narrow houses that were 200 feet long, 20 feet wide, and 20 feet high. They were made from frame poles covered in rectangular slabs of bark, and most of the time they had rounded roofs. Men used wigwams while traveling and hunting. They were wooden frames covered in woven mats, sheets of elm bark, or animal skins, and were held together by rope. They were pyramid or dome-shaped. The materials they used to make clothing were animal skins, elm bark, paint, beads, and quills. Men wore breechcloths, leggings, shirts, long cloaks, and shoulder-to-length waist mantles. The men also wore hair roaches or fur turbans during the winter. Women wore wraparound skirts, tunics, long cloaks, and shorter leggings. They all wore moccasins. When the Europeans started trading cloth with them, they started dressing more like the Europeans. Materials used for crafts were animal skins, elm bark, quills, paint, and beads. Some crafts that the Mohawk people made are beadwork, baskets, mask carving, porcupine quill work, and wampum, which they used for money to trade with. The wampum were made out of purple and white shell beads. To the right is a picture of a wampum, and to the left is a picture of porcupine quill work. The tools that the Mohawks used were stone adze, which are hand axes for woodworking, flint knives for skinning animals, wooden hoes for farming, spears and fishing poles for catching fish, bows and arrows to hunt with, and later on guns from the Europeans. The materials the Mohawks used were stone, flint, wood, and meat and hides from deer, turkey, elk, bears, foxes, beavers, wolves, and fish. They used the beaver pelts to trade with the Europeans. The Mohawk people practiced animist traditions, which is the belief that spirits were in all natural things. And later on, the Europeans converted some to Christianity. They believed in Mother Nature and spiritual powers. Their religious ceremonies followed nature's cycle, and they had 11 annual festivals that followed the patterns of animals and the weather. They had shamans, who were holy people that received visions and interpreted dreams. They believed in many gods and spirits like the maple, sun, thunder, seed planting, bean harvest, corn, and many other. These are the sources we used. Thank you for watching our presentation.